best in order comic I liked was G.I. Joe. That was one that I felt like I couldn't miss an issue. Actually, my mom bought me the first G.I. Joe original edition when it came out in like 1980 or 1981.
What were some comics that inspired you a lot as a kid growing up, Nick?
Of course, Batwing and Static Shock during the New 52 run. That was fun to read. I really like Superior Spider-Man. I love the art.
My 1A would be The Death of Superman, followed by World War Hulk. Well, Superman, the artwork was so good, National News was covering it, The Death of Superman. And we knew that he was going to come back, but it was like, wow, that's sad. The Hulk, though, that was different because that just showed ultimate power. It showed the Hulk as berserk, unstoppable, which I always believed him to be.
Are there any superheroes you guys see yourself in?
Spider-Man.
Which Spider-Man, Nick?
Probably my earliest remembered storylines that were read to me were Death and Return of Superman. I think that kind of imprinted that on me because even with all of that power, he still put it to saving and helping people first, and he was still human enough to die and then came back because he's a Jesus metaphor sometimes. But Spider-Man's where Spider-Man was at. But I've been going back through the New 52 Greg Capullo Batman. And that's just great. The introduction of the Court and City of Owls is really well done. The art is almost horror comic based. And I also been reading Dark Knight Returns for the first time, and it's a very good book.
Well, I mean, I love the comics. To be quite honest, it was kind of a common bond because it was things I liked. When the kids were young and liked Elmo and Sesame Street characters, I gotta say, I couldn't stand a lot of those characters. I remember we would read the books, and outside of Scooby-Doo, those books were hard. But I remember when I finally started finding a children's or kind of a youthful reader book that of The Incredible Hulk, based on the Hulk movie. And I could read it so much that Trey, when he was younger, Ralph III, could recite it when I would just pause at a part. I always liked reading with the kids because I would then become the characters I read it to them and do the voices as well. So I thought it was kind of an easy transition to incorporate something that was of interest to me. The series, I guess in the mid 300s for the Hulk, and the first issue I read for Trey when he was the youngest was The Doctor is Out. I think that was issue 319. This was following that arc where the nutrient bath created by Doc Samson separated both the Hulk and Bruce Banner. After he became the Gray One, his first encounter with the Abomination. The Abomination was winning because the Gray One was smaller and weaker. And I remember one part of it that I would love to read to the kid. In many documents, the Abomination is stronger than the Hulk. No matter how long this Hulk could get stronger, get angrier, he was not getting stronger. The Abomination should topple the Hulk. And then after the Hulk dropped him, it said, luckily the Hulk never read those papers. And I always liked that line. So, and I might be paraphrasing, but it was along that series.
What's your favorite thing about working on models?
Just clears my mind, gives me something to focus on, because, I mean, I do have other things to focus on, but nothing that I really enjoy as much as this. Because, like, when I'm bored, even at work, I'll just think of, okay, what custom could I make, and what parts would I need to make it, and just helps the time pass by. I actually don't like this. I'm going to do it. Undo it. Well, of course, I want to be a comic artist and writer. I was actually working on a webcomic before you got here. I just love that it's a way of method of storytelling and think it's very undervalued to some people.
All right.
I was just practicing. Not a lot of these are good. I just like to mess around with watercolor a lot. Well, first, I wanted to make video games, but making video games is hard. So I'll actually make comics. That's fun. Oh, yeah. I've been drawing since as long as I can remember, to be honest. I think I got really serious about drawing in, like, 5th grade when I said, yeah, that's when I want to make comics. Well, a lot of it is exploring style because the thing with young artists, I'm young, you copy a lot of people first, but then after a while I just started working in my own. So, I try to draw every day. Don't always, because I get lazy, but everybody does.
All right. So you mentioned Papa Ralph, my grandfather, your dad, and how he loved Shazam, Captain Marvel growing up too. Can you tell us a little more about that and his influence on your love of comics growing up?
Well, he would tell the tales of Shazam's action. One of the earliest pictures I've seen of my father, he had on of Captain Marvel bending lightning, and that one always stuck with me. And so my father liked to be an antagonist sometimes just to get a discussion going. So he knew I liked Superman. So he would just kind of get me going by saying, Shazam would beat Superman. He wouldn't even come close. Shazam would just kick Superman's butt. And in some comics he has, so he wasn't necessarily wrong.
Went to see the Shazam movie because we drove all the way to Winston-Salem just to see it with you. And then, because we left on Saturday, we drove from Nashville to Winston on Saturday, picked Trey up, went to the movie, and drove right back on Sunday. And Trey had just gotten his tattoo, his first
Trey
tattoo.
got the tattoo. I think it was kind of symbolic, mostly for me, to watch the Shazam movie because I don't even know if he would have just loved the plot line of that movie per se, but if he had been around, I'm sure he would have loved just going out to the movie with the family to see it.
Tell me what you got today from the comics.
Alright, I got a hefty little load. I got Justice League of America by Dwayne McDuffie, the creator of Static Shock. I got another volume of that. Got JLA by Grant Morrison, the book that inspired the movie Justice League Doom. The new Hulk series by Donny Cates and Ryan Ottley. Ryan Ottley, the co-artist of Invincible. Got Batman the Detective. It looked cool. You got Spider-Man Life Story, because Life Story is one of my favorite Spider-Man books.
I got part of that Darth Vader series, Avengers Prime, and also part of the new spin-off of the Immortal Hulk Flatline, issue 1. Not sure where it differentiates, but we'll read and see.
What marvelous comics did you pick up, Ralph Parker?
I'm so glad you asked. Shout out to my production designer Grayson. Got me back interested in Silver Surfer again. Then we got another one, Batman from the 90s. He goes against Spectre. Green Lantern, there's a black dude on the cover. Do I have to say anything else? Green Lantern and he's beating up Guy Gardner. Do I have to say anything else? New Black Panther. But Nick said he's written by the guy who did
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
The original show?
Yeah, the original show. Well, that's it.
Color me surprised.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.